Hi, welcome to Halifax Real Estate with Brenda K. I'm your hostess, Brenda K. Today on the show, we have Megan Griffin. We have our insurance expert. Thanks so much for joining in. Don't go away. We'll be right back with some tips from Megan. Hi, welcome to Real Estate with Brenda K. I'm your hostess, Brenda K, and this is the channel that we talk about everything and anything to do with your real estate. Today we have our insurance expert, Megan Griffin's on.
Hello, how's
Megan,
it going?
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right. So you're going to we're going to talk about water damage today, and you said that the insurance when it comes to water damage has changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So tell us what's going on.
So in previous years, there was unfortunately no coverage for flood. And that's really scary because this day and age, it's one of the main things that you're going to see with home claims is some sort of flood or water infiltration. So now, not only do companies offer sewer backup, but they also offer flood protection. So that could be water coming in from cracks in your foundation, overflow of rivers, lakes, and streams that are in your area. It could come from water from storm surges through the windows and the doors. So it's a more broad coverage when it comes to water, for sure.
And you brought up ice damming,
Yes.
which is part of water. So tell us what ice damming is.
Yeah, ice damming is a big one. It's actually one of the most common claims that I see when it comes to home policies, specifically here in Nova Scotia. What ice damming actually is, it's water infiltration getting into the shingles and getting through the roof.
Like up past the ice shield.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see this a lot in our area because we get the freeze and the thaw. So when that happens, and of course the heat coming up from the roof, it creates the thaw, and of course that water can get in.
Yeah.
So ice damming isn't part of the flood coverage, but it is a good thing to make sure that you have the coverage on your policies to ensure that you've got that protection.
Yeah, and we're going to have that conversation with one of your other tips because I know with us, we went to Florida in 2015. We came back, and all our bedroom ceilings were full of water. The water was coming down through our windows. It was a mess.
Yeah, it can be.
And it was ice dam. I'd never heard about it.
And it can be very expensive too. So it's a really good thing to do a policy review and make sure that you have that coverage on there.
Okay.
If it's something that you're worried about.
Okay. We talked a little bit about mold.
Yeah.
Because you can get a lot of mold with sudden things of water, bursts of water, floods or whatever. So tell us how the mold comes in there. How's that covered?
So it's very situational when it comes to that. I mean, there's preventative ways that you can get away from having mold in your basement just by having dehumidifiers and things of that nature. But to touch on your question specifically, if you had, let's say, a water heater burst in the basement or something like that, and there's some mold that's happened on the gyprock, well, anything that's damaged from the water from the actual claim, they're going to be taken care of. So if there's mold on the gyprock, of course that gyprock's going to come off because it was damaged during the
which is
water.
I said to you about 10 years ago it happened to us. Now when we're talking about mold, because it's not preventative, so like you haven't put a dehumidifier down there, you get a lot of mold and you end up having to remove your gyprock. That's not covered, is it?
I hate to say this, but unfortunately those types of things are usually not covered. I mean, again, it's really good to do your policy review and make sure you know. But 9 times out of 10, no, there is no coverage for mold. Yeah. So because most times it's preventative as well. The big thing with insurance is that it's for things that are sudden and accidental, not that are slow and over time.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you guys keep that in mind. If you do have 8-foot walls in your basement, use a dehumidifier. Keep it running all the time, and you're not going to run into that. So, Megan, thank you so much for your tip today. Will you come back again?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, I'm going to have you again. So, hey, like Halifax Real Estate with Brenda K here. This is our channel. We're going to talk about everything and anything to do with real estate. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything. We're going to have new videos coming out every day. Lots of tips of the trades and lots of tips for experts. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Cheers.